Hello everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Polity Quick Revision Series. So in this video, we'll talk about one of the most important topics of polity, in my opinion, the fundamental rights. So here we'll take a look at all of the important fundamental rights, what it means for the citizens of the nation, the restrictions that are imposed on these fundamental rights, some interesting questions from this topic, and many more such things. So without any further delay, let's get started. 19, guys. Article 19, right? Freedom of speech and expression, freedom of assembly, freedom of forming associations, freedom to move freely throughout the territory, freedom to reside in any part of the country within the territory of India, and right to practice any profession or to carry out any sort of occupation, trade, business. Right? That is your Article 19. Now take a look at this question. Option A, with regard to Article 19, it says it includes both the right to reside and settle in any part of India. Okay, of the territory of India. Okay, right to reside and settle. Second one is there is no restriction whatsoever on the right to reside and settle in a specific area called the tribal area. Now, please try to solve this and let's see how you guys do.
It's neither
One
one nor
only.
two, sir.
Neither one nor two.
One only, sir.
So somebody went with D. One only. Okay, so that is your A. Okay.
It's,
Sorry. Take a guess. Take a guess. Even if you're not sure, in exam you have to take a call, right? So how will you go with it? Try to use some logic and try to come out with an answer. All of you. Supriya, Priya, Sangeeta, Vijay.
yeah, I said, sir.
You already said it. Okay. So A and D. Okay. Anything else?
So one only, sir.
One only. So there is one more A. Okay. Last couple of answers. Not sure. Okay. Okay.
So I think option one is only for Indian citizens. Like here, it's not mentioned about.
So you're trying to introduce something else. Okay.
So
So,
I'm not sure, but it's
okay.
neither one nor two, or it's one only.
Or it is one only. Okay. 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 Let's take a look at this. So it includes both the right to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. Okay. So that is what it means by right to, I think it is Article 19E. Okay. Article 19D, I think is, wait, speech and expression, assemble peacefully, association, move freely, and then E, yeah. So 19E. Okay, so 19, what is it? It is about residing and settling. So for instance, so are all of you guys Kannadigas?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
most
sir.
of you are. Yeah, okay, most of you are Kannadigas. Now, being a Kannadiga, so your roots are here in Karnataka. Okay, it could be as far, in fact, your roots in Karnataka, it could even be in neighboring areas of Andhra Pradesh, it could be in Kerala, it could be in Tamil Nadu, but that is your root. But despite that, there is no limitation on you. You can go and settle in UP if you want. You can buy property in UP if you want. You can live peacefully, reside, settle, do whatever it is that you want to do. You can do that in Rajasthan. You can do that in Himachal. You can do that in Bombay, right? Nobody can come and say that this is our state and you're not welcome here. Or if you're staying here, you have to do this. Nothing of that sort. Okay, entire country is open to you. But remember one thing: every fundamental right, okay, it has a right, okay, but with some limitation. Some limitation. Right? It is not an absolute right. Fundamental rights, generally, you will notice they are not absolute. It is not an absolute right. So there will be some constraints or the other. And the constraint here is that in tribal areas, if you remember, there is Schedule 5, there is Schedule 6 that we talked about. These will, some impose some restrictions. And what will be that restriction and why is there this restriction? Because they do not want too many people entering into those areas and sort of, alienating the people there by buying off their land, removing them from their own, sort of geographical moorings, their cultural moorings. And you will notice that a lot of tribal areas, people have been sort of pushed out from their places because of either building of dams, because of building of mining mining areas, because of industries. A lot of them have lost a lot of their land. They've lost their their culture. They've lost a lot of these things. So only in those areas where the people are still not ready yet, okay, they have not still gotten as educated, they're not aware of how to utilize the courts in order to protect their rights. For those kind of people, they have been given some sort of protection, okay, so that they can have some cultural autonomy and there is no cultural erosion taking place. So no generally fundamental rights may always remember what is the right that it is providing. Oh, the right is to reside and settle in a particular place. But what is the limitation that is being imposed, that you cannot do that, whatever you want in a tribal area alone, because tribal area we are going to provide with some sort of protection. So this particular right gives you the right to settle in any part of the country, which means to stay at a place temporarily or to change your domicile and be at any place permanently. So I might, if I'm settling in Bangalore, I can actually call Bangalore my home. I can settle here temporarily, I can actually settle here permanently, right? Permanently, even if my roots are not based in Karnataka, right? And why so? Why is this sort of important? Because, and this very, very important perspective, is to remove internal barriers, right? So that we all become, that fraternity that we discussed, right? All Indians are brothers and sisters. Do all Indians feel like they are brothers and sisters? No. But, when people come, stay, together, it sort of brings them closer. They will be fraternity. That feeling of, fraternity, sorority, that kind of feeling will quickly come in, right? Isn't Bangalore very multicultural? Bangalore is very multicultural. There are people with so many different sort of languages, especially if you go to that Marathali, those Whitefield, Electronic City, right? It's very, very different. There are people, it's very difficult to say which part of, which city you're in. If you randomly land there and you don't know where exactly you are, it is very difficult for you to guess which city you are in. But that sort of a feeling you will not get it even in Chennai or in Hyderabad, maybe except the IT areas, right? In Hyderabad, you'll get that, that Hyderabad ka feeling. Chennai, you will get that Chennai, that Chennai has a very strong culture. Right? They have their, it's a little conservative. It's got that, the Tamilians culture, right? It's like, you will see that, right? Bangalore it is multicultural, but however this entire place we have the right. But however in tribal areas it is not meant to be, because the tribes, we have to help them, sort of protect their distinctive culture, protect their languages. So many tribal languages are endangered. Are you guys aware of this? Especially the ones who are interested in anthropology, there are so many languages that are endangered, and most of them are, these tribal languages. For instance, if anybody is, actually I'm primarily an anthro faculty, right? So if if there is an endangered language, if you want to give an example for this, in 2010 we actually lost a language called the Bo language, okay, and this is amongst the Andaman Islanders, so the Greater Andamanese, right? The Greater Andamanese. So this language became extinct in 2010. The last person to speak that was, I think, was a 70-year-old lady, and then she passed away. With her, the entire language also died. Nobody to speak it further. Again, they have different sort of customs, they have different sort of manners, right? We want to safeguard that. That is a promise that we have made to our country, right? We follow this principle of integration. You do not have to change who you are, right? You do not have to change who you are. Your culture is very important. Just like how the Karnataka culture is important, your Tamil culture is important, your Malayali culture is important, AP, North Indian, whatever culture is important, so are all these small cultures as well. Your population might be small, but your culture is very rich, and we want to help you sort of maintain it, right? We want to ensure that it is conserved. And for that, there are some limitations that are placed on your Article 19E. Is that sort of clear? Do you understand the logic here? We have fundamental rights. Of course, we have fundamental rights. They even tell you it is Article 19. If it is Article 19, okay, it is about right to reside and settle is there. However, the rider here is, there is, rights are not absolute. Rights are not absolute. So what could happen? Then that means you have to find out where exactly is the limitation here. So here, this is a very good sort of a example of a limitation on Article 19E. Is this clear, guys? Are you able to see the concept? Are you able to get the clarity of the concept and also apply the, what you already know? In fact, I think most of you got it right. Right? Some of you were not 100% sure. Right? But seems like the ones who were slightly confident, you are actually in the right line. So go ahead and try to guess, try to make an educated guess, use your logic and try to come out with an answer. The chances are, if you've understood the concept, you are going to get it right. Any questions so far, guys? All right, guys, so that brings us to the close of our video. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you found the video to be useful. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the very next video.